All right, well, we got a new ATV release. Looks like back-to-back releases. First Kawasaki, now we got CFmoto. So I did see this probably a month or two back. It looks like they came out with a new model over in Europe. And I was wondering if it was going to come to the US, and it looks like it is. But we've got two new models from CFmoto. We got CForce 800 and 1000 Touring. So it looks like these are going to be having some new plastic, new tech, new LEDs, and some new performance specs. Exciting news from CFmoto. Now stay tuned to the end for what I think is probably the biggest surprise. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, but let's get into those specs. First off, we'll discuss the 800 Touring. Now these are, I think they share the same chassis. There's a few different tweaks for the 1000. So we'll talk about the 800 Touring, and then we'll get into what makes the 1000 specific. So with the 800 Touring, we have a new 800cc engine, which produces more horsepower and torque than the previous model. We have a new CVT transmission that is in-house designed by CFmoto and manufactured by CFmoto. And according to them, it's lighter and stronger. A new drive-by-wire throttle, which should be easier on your thumb, which is exciting to see. And with that comes new drive modes. So we have a work mode, normal, and sport mode. We got new dynamic downhill assist, selectable intelligent engine braking. So I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I'm assuming it goes along with those modes. It's probably going to affect how the transmission downshifts. And also like your engine braking, I'm assuming. It has a new 7-inch, which is very large, TFT display, and it includes Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, integrated navigation, which is cool to see. I wonder if that's going to be something you have to pay for or not, and music controls. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out with that new display. Has a new composite rack. Has some different tie down points, and has new fender storage compartment, which looks very similar to what's on the 600. And it comes in 3 different colors. You have Tundra Gray, True Timber Camo, and Lava Orange. So getting into some of the performance specs and numbers. With that new engine, it's producing 75 horsepower and 52 pound-feet of torque. It has a 959 pound curb weight, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive diff lock, a 58-inch wheelbase, so it's a little bit longer being the 2-up. Length overall is 92.5 inches, and the width is 50 inches. 11.4 inches of ground clearance, a 6.9 gallon fuel tank, 99 pounds front, and 198 pounds rear rack capacity. On the 800, it has spring preload adjustable oil dampened shocks, front and back, high clearance A-arms front and trailing arm rear, and has 9 inches front and rear travel. Comes on 14-inch aluminum wheels with 26-inch tires that are in a staggered setup, 10 inches wide rear and 8 inches wide front. Has 1,800 pounds of max towing capacity, and the winch is a 3,500 pound winch. A lot of those specs transfer over to the 1000, but these are some specs that are specific to the 1000. So it has a new 963cc engine with 90 horsepower and 63 pound-feet of torque. It has a new suspension system with high pressure gas shocks with piggyback reservoirs. And they have adjustable preload, compression, and rebound front and rear. And it says it's specifically tuned for 2-up riding. So I'd imagine that means it's going to be probably sprung a little stiffer for the extra weight. It weighs 963 pounds curb weight. Has a little bit more ground clearance. It looks like 12 inches of ground clearance. Probably because it's running on 27-inch tires, so it has an inch bigger tire. And in place of the Lava Orange, you can get a zircon black color. So I think the big surprise is that the MSRP for the new 800 is actually $100 less than the previous model. And as well for the 1000 is actually coming in less than the Overland. Granted, the Overland does have some goodies that this model doesn't look like gets, like bumpers and cargo and all those things that come with the Overland. But so the price point for these machines is quite impressive, especially when you consider the other machines out there on the market that they're going up against. For me, that's a big deal. It looks like they actually lowered the price for the 800 in a market where everybody's been raising their prices by thousands of dollars. It's good to see that things are kind of dying down on the price hikes. So I definitely think the price point for these is definitely competitive. So the 800 MSRP is $9,299 US, and the 1000 is MSRP $9,999 US. So that is quite a bit less than their competitors. And with those power numbers, they are, pretty darn comparable to everything else that's out there on the market right now. So exciting to see that. So what do you guys think about the price? It's interesting to see. Let me know what you think in the comments and how it fares compared to its competition. So I definitely think for sure it's more sporty looking compared to the kind of bigger, butchier looking previous design. I think now it's more in line with the 600 and 500. So a little bit, more like the family. I do prefer the new headlights compared to the old ones. The old ones to me kind of looked a little bit outdated. Now I wonder if they're going to eventually come out with an Overland model. I kind of hope that they do. But it looks like for 2024 year, they're going to be keeping the Overland and the previous 800. So it looks like those are going to stick around for now. At least they're on their website. So I'm assuming they're still for sale in the 2024 model year. I guess we'll have to see how these new engines and new transmission hold up. But it's definitely some exciting stuff. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like the most about these two new models. Let me know what you like the least or what you have a problem with. It's always interesting to see what other people think. But if you liked this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Have a good one.